Hey, what's going on, everybody? Back in studio. Like I said again, shout out Brick Media. You know, it's all about free speech right now. You feel me? Like next month is February, it's Black History Month. You know, shout out all the black business entrepreneurs out there doing this thing, and shout out all business entrepreneurs. You know, like one big thing about that, and it's crazy because, like I said, with this podcast, I'm gonna be talking about a lot. Like one thing with it is that I'm not afraid to speak up on any topic. You feel me? So like if you got something that you want to be heard or talk or spoke upon, like definitely reach it out, send it out. Let's talk about it. Let's see what we could do to change it or whatever. But like even one thing with Black History Month, like I got so much love for black people and I got love for all cultures. But like don't let the whole slavery thing like stop you. Like one thing with that, I'm gonna be talking about that even more on this podcast. But if you still someone who let slavery or that whole thing feel like, oh, I'm black so I can't get ahead, like stop that. You feel me? Like literally look in my eyes, look in the camera. Stop that. You feel me? Like you too old for that. Times to change. Like it's no need for that. You feel me? Like literally, I walk down the street. I could smoke. I smoke weed. I could walk down the street, smoke my weed. Like literally, I see kids every day hopping in trains. Like I see kids doing so much crazy shit. Like trust me when I say like the cops, they not worried about none of that stupidness. Like when I say like okay, you always gonna have that little bit of racism and stuff like that. But like best believe we in a time of day and age where it's like you could literally do whatever you want right now. Like I'm gonna be real with you, and like I know it's a lot right now going on with the presidencies and all that stuff like now, but like I'm telling you, we live in a day and age right now where it's like, cause I'm not even about to get politics. So I was gonna say something, but I don't really want to even get into that. You feel me? But like even with that, you feel, I'm not afraid to even get into politics neither. But for right now, like I said, if you got something you want me to see me say about politics, I'll get into that. You feel me? But like me personally, I ain't about to even get into that because I know they really not doing too much for me right now. But listen though, all right, like the government, you feel me? They worried about what they gotta do. You feel me? So you just gotta do what you gotta do. Like understand that nobody's trying to stop you. Like you don't like you might walk into a store and they might feel like, hey, like look at me, I got on a hoodie right now. You feel me? Like they might look at you and say like, hey, this black person, they trying to steal from me right now. But you gotta understand like, hey, that's what some people might think, but you might have enough money in your pocket to buy the whole store. You feel me? So it's like you guys gotta understand that hey, that's part of how it is sometimes, but it's no real nothing that could really stop you. The only thing that could stop you is you. You feel me? And just know saying that hey, it's people out there that could stop me. Like nah, like you see even me, like I'm 29 years old right now. You feel? I'm still in my 20s. You feel me? Like I'm African American. You feel me? But like yet in New York City, I was able to start a whole production company. Right now, we have thousands of models sign up every day to be a part of our events, who want to be a part of our fashion shows. Like I thank God for all of this. You feel me? But I understand that hey, when I was coming up. I could have been one of the people that said, "Hey, I'm a black straight guy. Like the fashion industry, they're not gonna accept me. They're not gonna want to work with me and stuff like that." But nah, like I went into it, said, "Hey, I'm a good looking African American guy. You feel me? Like I could go in there and I'm pretty sure I could persuade a couple people. But I mean, like even if you don't feel like even if you're not that confident in yourself, just know that hey, like it don't matter. Even if you're not the best looking person, like don't let your colors or how you look stop you from what I mean going to that next level, doing what you gotta do because like the only thing that can really stop you is you. You feel me? So like I said, going into Black History Month, the biggest thing I want to really say, like I said, is don't let the past stop you. You feel me? Like yeah, we're gonna celebrate Black History Month. And we're gonna really, shout out Obama, shout out Martin Luther King. You feel me? I say shout out Martin Luther King before I even say shout out Obama. I got love for Obama, but like shout out Martin Luther King. You feel me? Shout out like Malcolm X. Shout out some of the big people. You feel me? But like you gotta understand like slavery been around longer than even African Americans been enslaved. Like slavery been around since beginning of time. Like since humans been humans. Like they've been enslaving other humans. Like it's no joke, but it's one of those things where it's like it's been around before, and it's kind of the saddest thing about the slavery thing is that we allowed it to linger and still have an effect on our lives after all this long time. You know what I mean? And it's like it's a lot of people that they say they talk a little bit about it and say, hey, like even the whole they want to stop schools from talking about slavery and stuff like that. You feel me? Like I feel like I don't like it's a lot with that because like the one thing with it is that I want even want y'all feedback on it. Let me know what y'all think about that. Like should do you think schools should stop teaching about the slavery and stuff like that? Because like me personally, I do think that it is like hindering people from kind of understand that okay, we live in a time in society where that's not affecting us. You know what I mean? Like that affected our grandparents, that affected their parents. but it's not really affecting us. But being that we read all this stuff and we know that, okay, hey, their skin was black, my skin is black, so they look at me the same way. And like, yeah, some people do look at you the same way, but we live in a time and day and age now where it's like the majority of people don't look at you like that way. You know what I mean? Like, and the ones who, even if they do look at you that way, you live in a day and age now where it's like, okay, let's just be honest. Okay, is you about to become a slave? No, you're not about to become a slave. So like, why you letting them? Why you letting that feel? Why you letting that impact you in your day to day life? Like, if the times had changed and they say, hey, we about to get slavery back, black people would step up and not be with that. You feel me? Like, I'll just be real right now. You feel me? So like, why you letting that stop you or whatever? You feel me? Like, just gotta just. And I could really talk about that for long, but it's like bigger thing with that. Like I said, man, that's something I really want to say on this for a minute. But like one thing I always say, I want to really make that known because like I'm big on the entrepreneur stuff. You know, I'm big on helping out the African American community and just helping black entrepreneur business, black owned businesses really get to the next level. You feel? I will help. I'm here for all businesses, but I'm African American, so I do want to see African Americans, you know, get to the next level. And it's like the biggest thing with that is you gotta understand that hey, the only thing standing in your way is you. You feel me? So it's like as you go into 2024, you know, as we go into February, Black History Month, you know, like just understand that hey, be proud of the things that African Americans did. You feel me? Don't look at that African History Month as okay, we're gonna reflect on all the hardships that African Americans had went through. No, let's look at all the things that we should be proud of that African Americans had went through. All right, like let's not just look back on use African American History Month to say, okay, yeah, we used to be slaves and stuff like that. Like, nah, like let's use this month to say, hey, how can I be an impact moving forward so that the next 100 years from now, when they during Black History Month, they speaking about us, they speaking about this generation. They not just like I'm be honest, like look at Black History Month. Like I don't really see too many people who's like on a Malcolm X caliber, who's on like a what Martin Luther King caliber, who they speaking of right now in this day and age. Like we got so many celebrities, so many high name rappers and stuff like that. But who's on that Martin Luther King? Who's on that Malcolm X status right now? Who's really out there speaking, you know, to the public saying, hey, this is what we should be doing on some real shit. You feel me? So it's like as we go into this February, just try to say how can I be a impact on February, you know, and this whole Black History Month thing. Like what can I do to really take it to the next level? You feel me? Like you see me, I'm on this podcast right now. You feel me? Like I'm trying to do something. Like I'm be real with you. Like one of my biggest priority was really getting a podcast back up and running before February. You feel me? And it's like I wanted to start out weeks ago. You know, it's just been a lot. Like and maybe one day I'll even go into all the crazy shit that happened to even cause the podcast to go on hold for a minute. But right now we just moving forward. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot that we gotta get through and talk about. Right now we gotta take a quick word from our sponsors, but we're gonna be back soon. You feel me? Like we're gonna go through a lot on the show. You feel me? So definitely stay in tune. I want your feedback. I want us to talk. Like so, if you want us to talk about, let's talk. All right. All right. Stay tuned.